Hey everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. If you're listening to this episode when it first drops, I am Katie from the Board Game Mechanics, and with me, as always, is...
your love of your life, Jason Smith.
That's right.
See, I changed it up. You like what I did there?
Oh, that's cute. It's a sweetheart episode, everybody.
Yep, that's true.
So you can listen to us while you're eating your chocolate bonbons and smelling your roses that you got from your sweethearts.
Katie will dream that she gets that stuff.
Or I'll be listening to it again while I'm eating the fabulous dinner of Taco Bell that my husband went all out on.
That's true. I mean, that's...
I'll unwrap the stick of gum that he found to give to me from his car.
Taco Bell's a classy joint. I mean, come on.
What was I thinking? It's everything I've ever dreamed of. I knew what I signed up for. I know. I knew you could already say that.
That's true. That is true.
But in all sincerity, what a wonderful thing to do for Valentine's Day than to be in a podcast about board games with my husband. So thank you, Riveted. We love you guys. And so if you don't have a special Valentine, you have us to keep you warm and fuzzy today. So happy Valentine's Day.
Sweet.
Oh,
that's sweet.
Everyone. Oh, if I knew where you all lived, I'd send you a little teddy bear holding a heart and a pink rose because those are my favorite. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna throw up. It's getting too sickening sweet over here. Let's talk about some news instead.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, once again, Kickstarter is still happening. So, a couple different games, and they're kind of, I don't want to say all over the place, but as far as theme goes, wildly different. So the first one I want to talk about is Frutticola, or something like that. It's Italian.
I like Frutticola. Frutticola.
But I think that other I isn't there. I think it's a typo on my part. So it's Frutticola. I don't know.
Frutticola. Agricola.
Mario is the winner.
It's me, Mario.
It's me with the Frutticola.
All of our Italian people that listen to us now have shut us off.
I'm sorry, guys. We don't know anything about Italian. I apologize.
That's not true. Mario, we just did it.
Well, okay. I actually know more about that. More about Italy than that, but
Paris.
Stop it. Italian, you people, we love you, Italians. You're amazing. So, and this game looks amazing. So the theme is really cool, which is what I think attracted me to it. And it's, you are making and selling jam. Like you're in this 1950s town that has like a lot of orchards or whatever. So you've got all this fruit. And then you're going to like enter a competition, I think, for Christmas. And I don't know why they arbitrarily picked Christmas, but you're going to try to make the best jam and sell it for the best prices. So, it's got worker placement because you're trying to decide, you're picking the fruit, making the jam, selling it at, when the market price is best for whatever kind of jam you make, all that stuff. There's some really cool card play, power kind of stuff that's happening. The reason that I am interested in it is because there's two designers, but one of those designers is Giggly. I think it's Gigli.
Yeah, co-designer of Coimbra. That's all that matters.
Coimbra, Egizia, Grand Austria Hotel, Lorenzo, all the games I love. So I think that this game about fruit is going to be awesome. So I'm trying to convince Jason to back it. There are 11 days left. If you are interested in, go check it out on Kickstarter. And the standard edition is $37. That's pretty good. And I want the deluxe one, of course, because it's only $44, I think, or like 47 or something. It's not that much more expensive. And it's got like these little jam jar meeples, and the cute little fruits. They're shaped meeples. So that is Frutticola, or however you want to say it.
Yeah, this one seems interesting, but then I watched some play and I'm not sure, but I'm definitely intrigued by it.
I think it looks adorable, but my next one you definitely aren't into.
Oh yeah, this one's like the top of my list. I want to play this one so bad.
Stop. The next one I want to talk about is Wonderland's War, because I could not get away with not mentioning this. Druid City Games, they have been doing such cool stuff with fairy tales, and that James Hudson, man, he is the second foxiest man in board games after Jason Smith. So I'm really a big fan.
No, come on. Everybody knows that's a lie. He's like the foxiest man in board gaming, I'm pretty sure.
And he dresses so nice. I just love me some James Hudson. He probably is going to like get a restraining order. Now I am a weird one. I realize that now. Like I made fun of you all, like you and Joel, for being creepy about.
You did. Stefan Feld. Yes.
Stefan Feld.
You're right. How's it feel, huh? Weirdo. So
now, okay, but I mean, there are plenty of people I think that would like are stalking James Hudson. I mean, you've seen the man.
Yeah, I'm kind of stalking him. So it's all good.
Exactly. I mean, he's just very appealing. And so this game, Wonderland's War, it takes place Alice in Wonderland setting. There's like 2 phases that go over like I think 4 rounds. There's a tea party phase and a war phase. So you go to the tea party, you gather stuff, like you gather allies to help you fight, because ultimately you're going to fight a war in these different areas of Wonderland. You like can level up your character. It's weird because there's card drafting when you're at the tea party because you're drafting cards. There's also bag building because you have a bag that you put like tokens in, like for your own player abilities. And then if you get any like Wonderlandians that want to help you and stuff, they might have some tokens and they go in this bag. And so then when you fight a war, you're pulling chips out of this bag and they get placed on your player board to do different things. So some of it's madness. That's kind of like negative. And some of it is actually helping you unlock player powers for yourself to be able to use. And there's also like an area control element too. So it's kind of strange, all the stuff that's mixed together. It's definitely a mixed bag of mechanics. But like the artwork is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And it's got some miniatures that you're using as like your team leaders and stuff. They are amazing. Like if I were a minis painter, the field day, because I really love Alice in Wonderland. Like it's Alice and the Queen of Hearts and the Mad Hatter and the Jabberwocky, I think, are the main leaders that you can be. And then there's other like smaller miniatures for like Wonderlandians. So it looks cool if you're into those kind of things. I'm not into fighting games, but there are 18 days left. I mean, it's like ridiculously funded. And it's $50 for the like base edition of the game. So that's Wonderland's War. Yeah,
all I know about it is the artwork looks amazing. Like that box cover has the Cheshire Cat on it, I think.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Looks really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so if that's your thing, it looks like different than some other maybe like fighting mini games. And I love the theme, so I think it's just like a really cool way to kind of get into that. So, Wonderland's War. My next one is called Wishland. And the artwork on this one is really cool too. It's a worker placement game, 2 to 4 players. And it's building an amusement park is the theme, which it kind of reminds me a little bit of Unfair, because it looks like you're trying to get people to come, you're trying to get more, you're doing attractions, you have actors, and you're just building an amusement park. It reminds me like of the classic game, the Roller Coaster Tycoon that I used to play when I was a kid. Except I wanted to like make the roller coasters go really fast so people like flew off or like threw up when they got off. Did you do that? No, just me?
Just you.
No, come on. Surely other people did that.
Nope.
Like the teacups, you can go real fast because you can like control the speed. Okay. But it was like a game. I don't know if I was trying to think if I played it on someone's computer or I think it was like a Sega Genesis version that I had or something. Anyway, that's a little aside. So Wishland though, I didn't watch like a playthrough. I was just looking through like to see how you play the game. And it was like super basic steps. You gain income, you work on your attractions, you have visitors, and then you do it again. So it looks like it's pretty straightforward. And if you really like that theme of building an amusement park, like I know we talked about Dinosaur Island a couple weeks ago, and I like the idea of building a park and trying to get more visitors and like working on your attractions and stuff. This looks like that's what that's like. And it has these super cute components, like these little smiley faces with mustaches for like happy people that are in your park. It's really cute. Like it's legitimately cute. So if that sounds like something that's fun, it looks pretty light. There are 10 days left on the Kickstarter, and the base game is $49.
Yeah, I backed this one at the dollar level. I'm just waiting or trying to decide if that's something that I actually want to pay the $49 for.
You're not. You're going to back out.
You're probably right. But, I mean, I backed it now. I'm a backer as of right now.
Right, okay. When you won't even, like I was thinking, for Valentine's Day, you could back one of the ones I want, but
It's like 2 games. Nope.
Well, what about, I think Frutticola is worth it.
Frutticola! Yeah, that one's getting pondered, yeah.
Or I saw today, Board Game Geek, the like upgraded tokens for Cracks of Quedlinburg are back in stock, and I want those suckers bad.
I can just buy another copy of the game, and it'd be like buying those bits.
But it's not. But we play the game we have, and I want it to play even better. Those bits feel really good in your hand. They don't get stuck down the corner of the bag.
We can just put the bits in a cup.
You have denied me so many shaped meeples.
You're right. I'm clearly the Antichrist.
Let's not get sacrilegious, okay?
The board game Antichrist.
I mean, you do have 666 tattooed on your butt cheek, and I don't know how I got there, but...
Hey, now, we don't talk about my butt cheeks on this podcast.
You started getting weird with the Antichrist talk. All right, and let's move on to the last bit of news, which is huge, and I would be completely remiss if I didn't mention that Kanban EV is out on Kickstarter, and we all love us some Uncle Vital, and with Uncle Vital is the illustrious Eno Tool is doing the artwork on this, which, I mean, it looks pretty. Don't get me wrong, his artwork is cool.
I wonder if he has a tattoo on his butt cheek.
Uncle Vital or Eno Tool?
Well, either. I mean...
I would get a tattoo on my butt cheek designed by Eno Tool.
Yeah,
because he makes amazing artwork, and tattoos don't hurt that much on your butt cheek because the fat doesn't hurt like bone does.
I know nothing about tattoos on my butt cheek.
That's a little pro tip. Yeah. The podcast within the podcast.
Oh,
where to get tattoos?
We're bringing that back. Butt cheek tattoo talk
with Katie. So Kanban EV, the EV has to do with it's like electric cars are part of this now. Because Uncle Vital is very concerned about the environment.
That he is.
Updated it and got his electric cars going in his factory. It's also like a deluxeified edition, so there's all these amazing, like 3-dimensional bits. He's got the shaped meeples, man. Everything looks so good. It's now plays 1 to 4 players because there has been a solo mode design for it. Vital also designed a speed charger expansion, which you can use some of your like extra shifts to buy these like kind of persistent powers to use in it. Like the components look amazing. Obviously, it's Kanban. So we all know how I feel about Kanban after last week. But there are many of you who love Kanban. So, if you want this pimped out version that is also environmentally conscious and a tattoo designed by Eno Tool to put on your butt cheek, there are 6 days left of the Kickstarter, and it's $99 for that standard edition.
I'm out.
I know.
I have the old busted one. I'll just play that.
And I don't even like it, so,
Right, yeah. So I'm not going to spend $100 on a game that you don't even like.
Right, when you only spend, $42 on some tokens I want.
I can just rebuy the game. We can go over that whole thing again if you missed what I said earlier.
Why would you rebuy the game when you already have it?
Because it has new tokens in it.
So you're going to... What? That's not the problem.
You have backup tokens.
I don't care about the tokens wearing out. The problem is that they get stuck down in the corners of the bag.
I already said we can put them in a cup. We already hashed this out. We already hashed this out. All right, so we're bringing back the gaming glossary. This week we're only going to do 2 because we're trying to not have 3-hour-long episodes, so we're trying to speed this along a little bit. So the first one I'm going to talk about, well, the only one I'm going to talk about today is real-time games. And I know Katie loves real-time games. They're like some of her favorite games.
Yeah. Okay.
But what a real-time game is, essentially is a game that everyone's playing at the same time. They're kind of frantic. There's usually a time limit of some sort. You're usually under the gun to try to get things done before the buzzer goes off. 3 games that I put down that I've played, because I don't play a ton of these, is Captain Sonar. This is a team game where players are piloting a submarine. You're doing things in the submarine trying to kill the other players in the submarine. It's chaotic and crazy. Not a fan. Fuse, which is a dice rolling game where you're trying to get certain symbols on these dice to match these symbols on the cards to try to get through as many cards as you can before the time runs out. And Escape, the Curse of the Hidden Temple or something like that. I don't know what the subtitle is. This is my favorite one of all of them. I actually like Escape. You're playing for 10 minutes. You're trying to get as many jewels as you can in this temple, I guess. And you're trying to get out before time is up and the temple collapses. So that's real time. Those are some examples. I'm not a fan of real time, but it is a pretty popular mechanism, so we wanted to cover it.
I I don't mind real time. I think the only one I've ever really played is Captain Sonar, and it was fun.
It's not my thing. I don't like it. Too chaotic.
Right, you're the one that doesn't like it.
Yeah, I really don't like it. Right, and there is one real-time game that we actually do own, and that is London Dread. Half the game's in real time, half of it's
I was
not.
just thinking about that, and I thought how much I was like, you know what? I thought London Dread was real time, but Jason never mentioned it. But I'm like, well, it's programming, so maybe it's not real time.
It's real-time programming. Yeah, it's weird.
I like that game.
Yeah, me too. So there's 2 of the 4 on this list that I like. I'm just not good at London Dread.
I don't think you understand London Dread, which I can't figure out why it's so difficult for you. It's not that hard.
I don't. It makes me feel real dumb.
Let's live play it.
That'd be fine because it's a co-op, so neither one of us are going to lose. Or we'll both lose. We either both win or we both lose.
We won last time.
That's true. We did. And we even played it wrong.
Did we?
Yeah, because we didn't do the dice rolling at the end the right way.
Oh, it's like we did do. Okay. So I'm going to talk about a type of game that I really do not like. And I know after last week you all think that there are way more games I dislike than games I like. But that's not true. And that's dexterity games. Oh, dexterity games. Okay. So dexterity games are where you use dexterous actions and skill to outplay or outlast other players. So by dexterous, you're usually using your hands or other kinds of body parts to accomplish kind of like difficult activities. Sometimes some more difficult than others. I hate these games so much that I picked several examples, none of which I've ever played, nor will I ever play them.
I've played one of your examples. So
my examples are Rhino Hero, where you're stacking cards in that one, I believe.
Yes.
I have played one dexterity game. Unicorn Glitterluck Cloud Stacking game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's a child's game, but it has really, like, and I would probably play Animal Upon Animal as well, because they're really chunky wooden bits that you stack up, and I like the way they feel in my hands, the tactileness of them, and I can kind of stack them. Not very well, but I still can. Crokinole is another one that everyone's wild about for some reason, and it looks completely stupid to me. Ice Cool is like all the rage with those penguins.
Yep.
And Flick 'em Up is another like huge one that people are into. I do not play dexterity games because I have no chance of winning. And that may seem shallow, but I find that why would I enter into a competition that there is no way I could ever win? And so the entire time I'll be frustrated and annoyed and angry because it's an exercise in futility. The reason I cannot win these games is because I am a complete klutz. Legitimately.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I don't like these games is because there's no tracks and no nobles, so I'm out.
Well, yeah, or cubes.
Usually,
I mean, you can flick stacking them.
You can flick some cubes sometimes.
That's true, but you're not trying to get them anywhere.
That's true. That is true.
I'm just such a klutz. Like, I bungle everything. I trip over air. I will knock anything over. It's just, I can't. So the games that require like this precision and skill with your hands or whatever, no. I know. So I won't do it.
Yeah, I just don't want to play them because I don't like it. It's not fun for me. I played paper football in high school and junior
right.
high. I'm over that. I mean, that's essentially what I think of when I think of Flick 'em Up as paper football, and I don't want to play that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I know there are tons of people that love dexterity games. And you know what? Good for you. You know, you have the hands of a surgeon. You go for it. I am out.
Yeah.
Fat finger is out.
Yep, I'm not a fan.
All right, so dexterity and real time are gaming glossary terms for the night.
All right, so this week's call is not only from a member of the Riveted, but it's also from a really awesome game designer who's designed a few games that we really enjoy. Black Orchestra, Revolution, Spirits of the Rice Paddy, and one that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And his name is Philip Dewberry.
PDB?
Yep, affectionately known on this podcast as PDB. Just because it's easier to say and more fun.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I wish I had a cool nickname.
So he called in. He told us about a couple games that he's playing. And he's going to plug an upcoming Kickstarter that he's relaunching that we'll talk about a little bit because there's a video on our channel. So without further ado, let's listen to PDB talk about some games.
Take it away, PDB.
Hey, Board Game Mechanics. This is Philip DeBerry, and I just wanted to stop by and tell you about a couple of games that I've been playing recently. So one of them is a game by Friedman Freeze called Fool, and it's a quick trick-taking game. It's for 4 to 8 players, and this is really an interesting game if you have a big group of people, or I don't know, if you have people that just want to kind of sit around and a little bit more casual of an experience. And so what you're doing is you're trying to get rid of the cards in your hand. And but the trick is you can't play the lowest card. If you play the lowest card, then you get to be the fool for the next round, and you can't play the next round and get rid of another card. So you just want to make sure that you play just a little bit better than everybody else the whole time. And then there's a little bit of scoring at the end. And it's just kind of fun. And there's all kinds of these fun little moments that happen during the game. And it's a really small, pocket-sized little thing. And so I recommend this one. It's called Fool by Friedman Freeze. And then another game I've been playing recently is Unmatched. This comes from Restoration Games. And this is basically a remake of the old classic Epic Duels, which had all kinds of Star Wars people in it fighting each other. And it's just sort of a quick little fighting game, which I just sort of fell in love with many years ago. And so now I've got this remake called Unmatched. And in this one, they've put in several different characters. They put in Medusa, Sinbad, Alice in Wonderland, and King Arthur. Just sort of a weird collection of different people. And yet it sort of works. It's kind of neat how they've done it, and they've revamped the system a little bit. And the old Epic Duels, you had attack cards and defense cards, and you'd kind of play, attack card face down, and your opponent would play one face down, a defense card. You'd flip them over, and let's say if your attack was 5 and the defense was 3, you'd cause 2 damage. Well, it still sort of works that way, but now they have this third kind of card that's sort of a purple card that works both ways, so it can be attack or defense, which is nice because you don't want to just be stuck out there with no defense and all attack cards and vice versa. So it gives you a little bit of more ability to kind of make better decisions. And then there's all kinds of special cards that move you around in different kind of ways. And they've done a really good job of making each of the different characters unique. There's lots of expansions to this. I haven't gotten into all the expansions yet, but my kids and I, we all really enjoy playing this one. And it's really quick and easy. Even my younger kids can kind of get into it a little bit, even if they can't really read all the stuff that happens. It's still kind of fun to play. But anyway, so that one's also one that we've been playing lately. So then I just wanted to mention that my game Square Meal is going to be relaunched on Kickstarter on February the 17th. And if you're hearing this after February 17th, it is on Kickstarter right now. And so just head on over there. My goal is lower this time, so I've got, I think, a better chance of actually funding. I'm also including 2 free expansions. So the way the game works is you get 3 different cards, 3 different ingredients cards. So they are divided into 9 different ingredients on each card, sort of in a grid. And then you get a challenge card that you're trying to make a pattern. So you're taking these 3 cards and you're rotating them, you're flipping them, and you're kind of overlapping them to make the pattern on the cards. So that's what Square Meal is all about, and it's kind of a race to do that, and there's points for getting the different challenge cards. So anyway, if you're into a quick kind of play at a restaurant kind of meal, check out Square Meal on Kickstarter. Thanks.
So, PDB actually mentioned 2 games that I have not played, although I think I have friends who've played Fool. I've heard of it before. Card game. I like trick-taking games on principle, but since I live in Ohio, I have euchre in my veins. So if I'm going to play a trick-taking game, it's going to be euchre, and I don't like when it gets too messy. But I would give Fool a try, because it sounds like it's like a fun kind of casual, like, party type game. And then Unmatched, I actually just watched an episode of Dice Tower where they were comparing Unmatched to the Funkoverse games, which I have one of those, and we have one of the Funkoverse games. I haven't played it yet, but I like the idea of pitting these different people, like legends and heroes, against each other and seeing how things work out. So I'd like to give both these a try. because he seems like he really likes those, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'd probably play Fool, but I mean, we have Funko, so I don't need the other one. But yeah, Fool seems all right. So the last game that he talked about is his own game that's going to be back on Kickstarter on February 17th called Square Meal. So I did a video for this when it was on Kickstarter the first time, and this game is a really fun puzzle. It made me feel super dumb, and I even told Philip that it made me feel dumb, and he laughed at me and thought it was funny. But yeah, this is it's like a cool spatial manipulation game where you're trying to you have like 3 cards and you're trying to match the cards together to try to form this pattern of foods so you can score points. You can play it solo just against these challenge cards or try to get the challenge cards to just have some fun. So if you like cool little puzzle games, this one's really fun. You can check out our video if you want to, and it's going to be on Kickstarter February 17. It's super cheap. It was $19 before, so it's worth $19.
And he's including some expansions this time, he said.
2 expansions, cool. I think, yeah, which is pretty neat. So
I thought it looked really neat. Like, I liked the artwork a lot. I just wasn't allowed to play this one because I get enraged
you would have hated
when I have to spatially manipulate anything.
Yeah, it would have made you real mad.
Yeah.
It's a fun game, but it would have been irritating for you for sure.
And surprisingly, after 13 years, Jason has decided, let's not poke the bear and make Katie play games that will make her angry.
Yeah, that's true. I know kind of what games to keep away from you, and this is definitely one of them. But for those of you that aren't Katie, go check it out.
Right. Yeah, so definitely support PDB. Awesome person, great game designer. So check out Square Meal on Kickstarter next week. All right, and let's move on to talk about Jason's favorite segment.
Oh, yeah.
Games played. And what's your first one, babe?
All right, so I got some, I played some interesting games this week, but I'm only going to talk about 2 because, again, I'm trying to be under 3 hours. So the first game that I played is from R&R Games, and no, it's not that stupid horse racing game that I can't even remember the name of now. It's not that one. Homestretch. Yes. It's not.
We don't have that one.
We do not have that. This one's called Humboldt's Great Voyage. Long name, unnecessarily so, I guess.
Is Humboldt a real person? Do we know?
There's a story about it in the book, but I didn't read that because who cares? You care, but I don't care. So you can read it if you want to. I think he is an actual person, though. I think I did read that. So what this game is, it's essentially a Mancala game. So like 5 Tribes, games like that. You're taking pieces off of a section and you're dropping them off other sections to collect goods. The way that it works is there are 6 different color pieces, and if you can drop a piece on the section of the board that matches that color, you get to collect a good of that color to put on your ship to try to fill your ship with the appropriate colored goods to score points. And then every time it's the other player's turn, after their turn is over, you get to collect 2 of the tokens from one of the areas that they visited as long as there's 4 or more. And these tokens are going to let you get these companions in one of the 6 different colors. And you're going to score 10 points for every 4 different companions that you have. So you can get 20, 30, 40 points in companions based on how many you can get. So just a set collection game and a Mancala game, but super fun. Plays in about 35 to 40 minutes at 2 players. That's all I played it at. But I had a good time. So Humboldt's Great Voyage, good times.
I'm assuming, like I looked, and there's 2, a pair of brothers, Humboldt, who were German.
There's 2 guys on the cover too, so that makes sense.
Well, so one is a German scientist. I'm assuming this is one Baron Alexander von Humboldt, who made important scientific explorations in Central and South America, and then wrote like a treatise called Cosmos, and he did like a comprehensive description of the physical universe. His brother, Karl Wilhelm von Humboldt, was a philologist and educational reformer.
I don't think that's either of them, because this is about traveling around and shipping goods.
Yeah. The German naturalist. He explored Central and South America.
Oh, well, there you
go.
You
don't think that's him?
Yeah, because that would be those are the places that we were visiting, so yes, that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I really think that's yeah, I think it's... Oh, there's an Alexander von Humboldt.
It doesn't matter.
Prussian polymath. I don't know. Anyway, I think it is based on a real person.
It's an old dead guy who traveled around and did things.
Fine.
There you go.
All right. I did not play that one, obviously. I'm going to talk about one that I did play called Monster...
It's so good.
Called Monster Mayhem. And have you done a video for this already, babe?
Yes,
No?
I did.
Yes. And it's out there?
Yes, it is posted.
Okay. So check out the video. This is like... So it's a party game?
Yes.
Where each person is like a monster, and then you have this... like you get a dial that has a few negative points, and then positive points. And as monsters, you're faced with these different kind of situational like dilemmas, where everyone has a token, and like one side is like yes, go
left
and left. Are you sure it's left
or right? Yeah, either way.
I think it's right. And then the other side is no, stay, left. And so each situation presents you with like a dilemma, and you use your like token to choose if you're and one of those things will come up, like yes, I want to stay, or no, like, or yes, I want to go, or no, I want to stay. Just basic yes, I want to do this action, no, I don't. I'm going to go to the left, or I'm going to go to the right. And so like based on what everyone votes is kind of how you score points. So for example, one dilemma was there's a bridge made of stone and then like a rickety bridge next to it. And so you choose if you take the left bridge, which is the solid bridge, or the right bridge, which is the rickety bridge. Now, if you take the solid bridge, you're going to make it across, no problem.
1 point.
Everybody who does gets 1 point. If you go across the rickety bridge, you could potentially get 4 points unless...
more than 50% go across.
More than half of your group goes on the rickety bridge. Then it collapses and you get like negative points or something. So you don't quite know how everybody else is going to vote. You're kind of trying to outthink each other. It's the whole Vinzini thing, which is from Princess Bride. If no one's seen that movie.
Or for those of you who are lay people, Prisoner's Dilemma. There you go.
I had never heard Prisoner's Dilemma before. I'd never heard that expression before.
Oh, that's the one I'm way more familiar with.
I have never heard that before, and I feel like I'm a fairly educated person. I don't know. But it's full of those kinds of things like, okay, you know that I want to go here, but I know that you know that I want to go here, so that because I know that, I'm not going to go there, but you know that I know that you know that I'm going to go there, but I'm not going to go there. So it's that whole, like, how are we going to, like, strategize this out, but just in, like, a kind of lighthearted way. I won this game, so I like it.
Oh, I like it too. It's awesome. It's like push your luck, sort of.
But yeah, it can be kind of stressful a little bit with the decisions you have to make. I got a little freaked out. I don't know, but it was fun. It was good. So that's Monster Mayhem. Watch Jason's video. Look for it. It's coming to Kickstarter? Yeah.
Yeah, sometime March or April. Yeah.
Okay, so check it out if that sounds fun for you and your group.
My favorite room, though, going back to this, is the one where there was that treasure chest. And if you looked in the treasure chest, if you didn't look in the treasure chest, you got a point. But if you looked in it, then you had to flip a coin, and the treasure chest could have exploded. Which I think is awesome.
Right. So, like, you could say, yeah, it's a treasure chest, but there's no possible way I can know. It's like a 50% chance of it being treasure or it exploding on you.
That was so awesome.
But I chose to look, and it didn't explode. That was awesome.
Yeah. Good times. So a less stressful game that I played is called Kanagawa. And it's from...
Say it like that.
Kanagawa. Konnichiwa. Kanagawa.
Don't make fun of me.
And this is from Yellow. It's from Bruno Catala and Chevrolet or Charles Chevrolet. I don't know what his last name is, but it looks like Chevrolet.
I doubt it's Chevrolet.
It's not Chevrolet. Chevalier. I don't know. He's French. But what this game is you are an apprentice artist, and you're trying to paint these awesome landscapes that have seasons on them, and maybe some...
Which are from Kanagawa, which is like a coastal area in Japan.
Right. And you're trying to paint these landscapes that have people. They might have trees. They could have animals on them. They could have nothing, but they all have a season at the top. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to paint different amounts of each of the types of things to score these points, these point tiles. There's more to it than that, but you're just trying to score point tiles by painting that. And you're also trying to take the card either to use it as a painting or use it to develop your studio, which is where you're going to move these little brush tokens around to basically gather the type of colors that are needed to paint certain landscapes and sceneries. It's pretty chill. It has some cool drafting too, where you're going to have some cards that are face up and some that are face down. So you don't always know exactly what you're getting. You have an idea because the back of the card tells you what kind of card that it is, but you don't know what's on the other side, which is kind of interesting. We didn't figure, I screwed up some of the in-game scoring, so we had way higher scores than we should have, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. So that's Kanagawa.
Yeah, it was really pretty. I might give it another go with a more comprehensive idea of the rules, but I didn't really like it. It's Bruno Cathala and Charles Chevalier.
See, it's like Chevalier, I told you.
Is Jade Mosh.
The art's good. I do like the art.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm a sucker for a Japanese themed game, but I don't know. It was okay.
I liked it.
It was
fun.
I feel like there are other games that have like kind of a similar mechanic that I like better. So
yeah,
it's all right.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Of course not.
Let's not get carried away. Come on.
Hey. When you're right, you're right. That's all I gotta say.
I guess it's true. Grandma rears her head in the podcast again.
If she will never ever listen to this, like I mean, never. Like
no,
there's more chance of my sister.
Yeah.
Listening to this than my grandma. So the last game I want to talk about, I actually mentioned this on my last installment of my top 100 games of all time. Just going to plug my own video. If you haven't seen that, check it out on YouTube. I'm getting a little bit longer winded when I get to the games I really love, so I'm trying to work on that. And so this week I will be filming my top 10. But this was in my numbers 24 to 11, and 10, that is Elysium.
No, 24 through 10A. Let's get it right.
Well, yeah. Yes. Fine. So it is Elysium. I really like Elysium because, like I mentioned in my video, I love the theme. I think it's got like a really neat mechanism for drafting. You've got the cards laid out in a tableau in like the market, and you can pick whatever you want. They each have a cost of colors. And you've got these 4 columns that have 4 different colors on them. And so then you draft a card if you have the required colors. But then after each draft, you must get rid of one of your pillars. So you're looking ahead to see, okay, what cards left that I need? What colors do I need for those? While also saying, okay, I have to pick like a turn order here to then be able to start taking the cards I have and moving them into my Elysium, which is my scoring area. And then I also need money is kind of key to moving them to Elysium. So I want to get some money too. Just lots of things going on in it. I did terrible. I played the worst I've ever played in my life. I don't know. We played with one of like a god from the Pantheon I didn't like. I couldn't move anybody into my Elysium. I forgot what round we were on, and I was like, crap, all my scoring, like, cards are not in Elysium. It was awful, but I still really love the game. So that's Elysium.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't. It's good.
I beat you by a lot, and it was
terrible. Yeah. Like, I have never played that bad in my life.
Yeah, it was rough. It's like we were playing live or something.
I know, I felt like it. I'm like, am I getting punked right now? Like, where's the camera? Because I feel like that's what's happening. It was awful.
Yeah, it was rough for you for sure. Yeah, but losing track of the round is really going to do you in because you need to make sure on the last round you get a bunch of people down to Elysium and all that.
Yeah.
Yep, but yeah, that's a good game. I agree.
All right, and those are the games we played. All right, so last week, y'all got to hear me go ranting about all the games that I can't stand that Jason wants to play and how I would set them on fire and throw them off of our roof.
Yeah, I'm nicer. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to let you talk about games you love, and I will just smile and nod.
Oh, barely. Okay. So this week, I wanted to do the opposite, where we talk about games that I really like to play and games that Jason hates. The problem is, Jason, I don't want to say he's apathetic, but he just doesn't have as strong emotions as I do. So these are games that I love that Jason just barely tolerates.
That I'm just
like, I don't know how else to put it.
I'm meh about meh.
Yeah, he's meh. All right, so and really the reason that he's meh about these is because they're very, like, for the most part, particular types of games he doesn't like. Which I guess the same could be said for the why I didn't like the games I liked last.
There is one game on this list that I hate, and we'll get to it. And I do hate this game. Not the first one, not the second one, and not the fourth one. So I'll let you guys figure out which one it is. But I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Okay, so let's start with my first one. My first game that I love, that Jason is like, is Consulting Detective. I love Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I want to play it right now. I always want to play this game. Because for me, it's, and I think people would say, well, it's not even a game, which I'm okay with. It's an experience, but it is deductive. You are Sherlock Holmes. You have got this, well, you're not Sherlock Holmes. You're working kind of with him, but you get to take the role of Sherlock Holmes because you are, talking to suspects, you're finding witnesses, you're going to the crime scene, you're talking, everything you can think of. You're checking out shops where things might have been made, like you're following your own leads. Oh my gosh, it's so good, so thematic. I love this game so much.
Yeah.
Why do you not like it?
So have you ever had where you pick up a boring book and then you're 3 hours into the boring book and then you realize that all along the way you're supposed to be reading another book? That's what I feel like about Consulting Detective. Like,
what?
No matter what I'm reading, I feel like I'm not reading the right thing because I'm going to the wrong place. The game takes too long. It was like 3.5 hours for reading and looking at a map. My eyes were going cross-eyed. I don't know. It's just too long.
But you're solving a crime.
I wasn't solving a crime. I was reading 12-paragraph excerpts in a book that I didn't even need to read because I was going to the wrong places to ask the wrong people the questions.
But you have to chase all the leads.
You don't.
So you can know
Sherlock doesn't chase all the leads.
That's because he's Sherlock Holmes, okay?
I don't know. It's just not for me. Like it basically kind of feels like a choose your own adventure book, but really long. And I don't know. I didn't like it.
Do you like choose your own adventure books?
When I was in 5th grade.
Well, like this is a 5th grade reading level game, sure.
I know, but I don't want to read at a 5th grade level. I don't want to read at all.
I'm saying it's not a 5th grade reading level. It is something for adults. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing we record in separate rooms. Because I'd be throwing things at you right now.
We should probably.
I can't believe you hate this game.
We should probably move on to number 2.
All right, so that's my number 1, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Number 2, Jason doesn't like this game because he's a party pooper. And that game is Monikers. Also, the homebrew version is called Celebrity. It's a game in the Monikers version, which has been published, and I've mentioned it before in our party game segment, our episode. There are cards with different types of people, sometimes other kinds of entities. So like Puxatawny Phil, Marie Antoinette, Lance Armstrong,
Humboldt.
I don't think Humboldt's in there, but now if he does come up, I'll know.
You'll know who he is.
Oh yeah, who'd I have? Oh, Jareth, the Goblin King, who nobody knew last time I played, and I was completely shocked at their lack of good movie knowledge. So they come out, you put a deck together, 5 cards from each person, you divide into teams. Each team is going to try to get their teammates to guess what's on the card over the course of 3 rounds. Each round you get people to guess in different ways. First round, say anything you want to get them to guess it. Second round, you can only say one word. Last round, charades. I love it. It's fun. People are laughing. There's pop culture stuff. Inside jokes get formed. It's a good time. I love Monikers. All right, go.
The last round is the reason that I don't like this game. I will play party games. I played Monster Mayhem. I played that Night of the Mummy game. I will play some party games when I don't have to get up from my seat and act out stupid things arbitrarily for no reason at all, when I could just sit down.
It's not stupid. And I don't understand, what's the big deal? What's so terrible about acting out?
It's just not something that I think is fun.
It's because you are self-conscious.
It's probably true. It's probably not the fault of the game. It's all my issue. I understand
Let's psychologically analyze you and say why you don't like this game.
It's just if this was only the first 2 phases of the game, I would probably play it because I think that's more interesting. But the acting out, that's where you lose me.
I don't know. Honestly, the charades one, I thought, like, it didn't last very long. Everyone just did a couple. It was, like, no big deal. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, not for me.
I am amazing at the charades round, so I guess that's why. All right, so that's my number 2 is Monikers. So fun. Great party game if you're not sick in the mud. My number 3.
Thanks.
I don't agree with you to respond. My number 3 is a game that Jason actually, I think, truly hates.
I do hate this game so much.
He hates it because he's being a big super baby about it. Because this game is really fun.
Yeah,
and that game is Quest for El Dorado.
So fun. I had so much fun getting stuck for 8 turns.
So Quest for El Dorado. Stop. It's not your turn to complain yet. Quest for El Dorado is like a racing type game, I would say.
Yeah, deck builder racing game, yeah.
Yeah, so you're deck building a little deck to help your explorer guy move through like the mountains and the jungle and to get to El Dorado. Now, when we played this, Jason got stuck towards the beginning. What he has always failed to mention is that I was the person that was stuck in front of him. So I was stuck too. I did not do it on purpose. I also got stuck. So I was stuck for a long number of rounds myself. Did I let that turn me into a spiteful, bitter, angry troll about this game? No, I did not, because I went on to win the game. So I don't understand why that one instance made it such a terrible experience.
The fact that I could get stuck automatically makes me hate this. There's no reason in a game like this, designed by Mr. Math Whiz himself, Reiner Knizia, that he can't think of a way that I'm allowed to go around or go backwards or spend 2 cards as a wild to be able to go through a different type of terrain, so I'm not stuck behind somebody else who is stuck and I'm watching everybody else get to El Dorado and I'm still on the first flipping tile. There's no reason for that. It's unacceptable.
But again, like, it's not like it stopped the game. It's not like it was one thing that broke the game and you had no chance of winning, because I proved that to be false. So it really isn't that big of a deal in the scheme of things. Like, I don't understand.
You can keep saying these words, but I'm pretty set in my ways on this one.
It's irrational.
It might be irrational, but I hate this game. I don't hate many games, but I hate this one.
I mean, we own 2 out of the 4 on this list, which is surprising since you tend to be the curator of our collection. And so if you don't like a game, we usually don't ever have it, even despite if I really want it or like it.
That is true.
So,
ultimate veto power.
I know. Like, there's games I really want that I know you'll never buy.
You don't know that.
Just like, yes. Near and far. You going to buy it? That's what I thought. That silence says everything, people.
Yeah, it does. We'll just admire that one from afar. Or near.
Oh, you're so hilarious. Way to rub it in that we don't have it, you jerk.
Oh, man, I am hilarious.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, and the 4th game I want to talk about, we were like cruising right along, man.
I know. It's awesome.
It's because you don't have as much hate for anything as I do.
I hated that last one. Well, we can keep talking about it. I can keep railing on it if you want.
No, because you have one piece of supposed evidence against it, and I have proven that to be completely ridiculous and unfounded, so there's no point. The number 4 game, I really liked this game when I played it, and I really wish we owned it because I love its, like, not predecessor, but its brother kind of game, I guess, and that's Between Two Castles. I love Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Love that game. It's fun. I love to build the castle, have all the fun, cute, cool rooms. You know, the idea of being a master builder and setting the price for everything. That's so fun to me. So Between Two Castles is nice because it takes out a little bit of like the kind of AP that sometimes can happen. I think, especially when you're the master or architect or something, master builder. I don't remember.
Master builder.
In, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, because you have much less choices. You're just drawing these tiles straight out of the box, which also is another awesome thing about this, is that the inserts you just pull right out and you go set about playing with the pieces in there, which is so great. And you are working on building a castle with the person on either side of you. But it's not like you want to, you know, make one castle really terrible, because your final score is the lowest score of the two castles. So you're pulling tiles, you're drafting, you're trying to decide, okay, what's going to work best for this castle between me and this person, and then maybe for me and this other person. I don't love cooperative games, but it's kind of nice with a game like Castles to have somebody else to like bounce the ideas off of, and to kind of make up, especially for me, the lack I kind of have sometimes in spatial manipulation games where, okay, where can this really go to maximize points and stuff? Because I'm not as good at that. So I really like this game a lot.
Okay, so the thing I don't really like about this is the way that co-op works. I would almost rather it be all co-op or not co-op at all.
To where you build one castle together?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about having to deal with someone who is trying to build a castle with me and also building a castle with someone else, and then I'm building a castle with them and someone else. I don't know. I just want to either work with
It's not like you're betraying somebody.
No, I know, but I either want to just work with one person to build the best castle we can build, or I want to work by myself and build the best castle I can build. Or I want us all to work together to build an awesome castle to try to win the game. I don't want to do this. I'll play with a couple people. You'll play with a couple people, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was funky to me.
I can't understand that.
I told you. I mean, it doesn't have to be logical why I don't like it.
I guess not.
Don't like
it. There is no logic in this at all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why that you working with two people is a problem. I think it's loyalty issues.
Maybe that's
Welcome to Psychoanalysis, the podcast in the podcast by Katie. Come lay down on the couch and let's talk about your deep-seated issues that then spill over into your choices for board games.
I didn't hate this game. I just don't ever want to play it because I didn't like that. I didn't like the way that the co-op worked. I thought the game was okay. If it wasn't the co-op the way that it was, I would play it again. I don't know. Something about that. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I can't even explain it. It was just weird.
Was it a bad experience?
No, it was a fine experience. I think I actually did pretty okay when I played. It was just...
Who did you play with?
I played it...
I didn't play with you.
Maybe it was because I played it as 3 players. I played it with Jim and Kim, and it was only 3 players. Maybe that's the difference. I don't see why it would be, because I'm still playing with 2 people. I don't know.
Yeah, I played it with 4. So there's one person, like Keener was the one person that I did not play with, which was good because I always want to beat him because it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that mechanism. It wasn't cool to me.
Huh. All right, so that's my 4 games that I love and Jason is like, about. So Consulting Detective, Monikers, Quest for El Dorado, In Between Two Castles. And we have a few honorable mentions that Jason, I don't know that he hates, but he definitely takes a big fat pass on them.
Yeah,
and the first one
I'm pretty passing on. Yeah,
is Dungeons and Dragons. I have been playing D&D, since I was in elementary school, reading the books. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I love that high fantasy stuff, imagination. I love it. It's so fun, but it's something that my husband will not share with me.
Yeah, so
for some reason.
So imagine if you're playing Consulting Detective. And you're reading these paragraphs, and then all of a sudden, you're just supposed to arbitrarily roll some dice to see if what you read was true or not, or if you're going to get attacked by some imaginary monster. Imagine that. That sounds great.
Yes, it does. It's not arbitrary dice rolling. It has a reason, and it does sound fun. It's because you have no imagination.
That's true. I know. This is on me, too. Most of these are on me. I understand that.
Because for me, like, D&D and Consulting Detective, it's, like, super immersive. Like, I'm in the world, and I'm having this great experience. And there are other people there with me, and we're, like, adventuring and doing things that, I've always wanted to do, but I can't do in real life. Like, I love that. And you just won't.
I won't do it. Nope.
All right. Another one is Deception Murder in Hong Kong. I love this game. It's a party game for sure. And, but I talked about this when pretty sure when we talked about party games.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody did.
Yeah, I really like this game. It's super fun. Again, that whole deduction type stuff. but you do not like that.
I think I'm just done with it. I played it a couple times, and that's enough for me.
I don't feel like we played it that much. That's what I don't understand. I've played it like many times without you, actually. So I'm not sure why you're so over it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we play the expansion, I'll like it a little more. Because at one point, the forensic investigator, whatever, the person that gives the clues, they can become a traitor and be working with the murderer. I don't like that. That could be cool. I think that might be fun. But
no, in the name of science, why would I ever do that? I'm here for justice.
Why are there corrupt scientists? I mean, come on. That's a real life thing.
If I'm the forensic investigator or scientist, which I usually am, I will not betray my calling. It's terrible. The next game is Hero Realms, which I love. It's a deck builder. Again, I like Hero Realms better than Star Realms because I hate space, and I like the high fantasy theme of Hero Realms. Also, I think thematically it's super great that as my character, I have this equipment and these things that are special to me. It doesn't hurt that I stomp you into the ground every time we play it, either.
That's true. I like the concept of this game. I like the deck building. I think the deck building is super fun. But I'm just not... I think I've moved on from the attacking and trying to kill people games. So maybe the co-op version of this I might like.
Yeah, we do have the co-op kind of campaign type version or something.
Yeah.
You're fighting some big bosses or something. Which I would love to play. I don't necessarily feel like I need to attack the other person I'm playing with. I'm okay with co-op, no matter what format it takes. But we just haven't played it yet, because I think you're not a big fan of Hero Realms, so it's why bring that out again. But
yeah, we'll bring it up eventually.
Another game that I really liked, and I think it's because I love that detective solving. I feel like there's a theme here. It's Chronicles of Crime. And I thought you might like this game because it's like Consulting Detective in some ways, but there's not a lot of reading. You're scanning QR codes, and the game is the app is talking to you and showing you pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I like this more than Consulting Detective. I will say that. But I think it just felt like an app. It just felt like I was playing an app with a superfluous board. I want to play a board game with a board, not... If I want to play an app game, I'll just go sit on the couch and play an app game. I don't know. I wanted it to be more fun than it was, I guess. That was my hesitation.
Well, and to be fair, we only played one game of it.
Yeah, we played one scenario, yeah.
We didn't get into the other scenarios, and I think that was kind of the star scenario. So I'd like to try it again. And also, they've got some cool new expansions coming out for it that we're hoping to try and preview. So
yeah, we actually have 1,400 on the way.
So we definitely have to get this one back out. So hopefully that might change.
We'll report back after we play it if I still hate it or if I like it.
Right. And the last one of my kind of honorable mentions that Jason has kind of meant about is Charterstone. We have not played very far into it, maybe 6 scenarios or something, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we were on 4, but yeah.
Maybe 4. I don't know. Maybe it's 4. I really liked it. I think the artwork is so cute, and I am okay with being patient and seeing what's going to come out next. And, we just kind of slow ball it, and that's fine. Because we're having a good time, hanging out with our friends, making up the names of our towns and little areas. And, I liked that. I thought it was, quaint. And I'm excited to see how it gets better if we ever play it again. However, you probably don't want to play it again.
So here's my thing with this. I felt like the way the game was working, it felt like it was just slowly introducing me to new rules that I could have just read in the book and just incorporated them all at the beginning. So I would, Taverns of Tiefenhall, for example. It gives you 5 modules that you can play why would I want to do that when I can just throw it all in and I can have the complete game right at the very beginning? I don't have to go through this slow process of playing through each of the modules to get to all the, the full experience of the game. That's what I feel like about this one. I don't like the legacy piece. I don't care about the story. Just give me the cool bits, give me the cool new powers, and let me play the game. That's my issue with this game.
And I like the story. I like the idea of it slowly unfolding. And at the end, you'll have a complete game. And I'm okay with working towards that, because then by the end, I feel like you feel really accomplished. You feel like you've done something, and now we've worked together to make this new game that we can now play. I don't know.
Yeah, I would. I would just open up all the boxes and just go to town. That's how I would play it.
So those are the games that I really like, and Jason just is about.
That's true. Because out of all of these, I only really hate that one. The rest of them, I'm just whatever.
That's just it's just because you don't have really strong feelings about most things. You're just kind of like, either you like it and even when you like something, you're not like, oh, I'm so love this, like I'm really into it. You're just like, yeah, I like that. It's cool.
That's true. That is true.
I know how you are. Like if you picture like an equalizer line, okay, so there's that 0. It's the straight across line, all right. Then like anything happy and exciting is above the line, like goes up to 10, and then anything like really sad and not good or like angry or hateful goes down to -10. I live my life going from like 8 to -8, like on like a daily,
3 minutes,
hourly, minute basis. Jason's entire goal of life is to live at 0. If everything could be at 0,
it's good day.
He would be super satisfied.
Good day, yep.
Like,
that's true.
And so that's why there's not a ton of games he hates, because that's just too much away from 0 to actually put into hating a game.
At the end of the day, it's just not worth it. It's just a game. Like I enjoy playing games, but I'm not gonna go to the mattresses over a game that I don't. I
will.
Yeah, you will. I know, because you go from 8 to -8.
All right. Well, that's all from us on our Valentine's Day episode, where we talked about games that I love and games that Jason doesn't like. So, that's real.
It's really romantic.
I know. Talk about all our differences. That's what makes us such a good couple, everybody. It's a secret.
It's true.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Check us out on Facebook. Join the Riveted group. Find us on Instagram or Twitter, or message us, or check out our awesome videos on YouTube. We're adding new ones all the time. You guys are awesome. The best fans ever. The best people ever. We love you guys. Thanks for listening. I'm Katie.
And I'm Jason.
And keep gaming, everybody.
Keep gaming. And live life right in the middle.